Hi, I'm Dwayne Whitcomb, founder of FiddleQuest. Thanks for joining me for this teacher training video. Today I want to talk about the practice page. So let's take a look at this particular student's song page, and they're in level 1. They have completed 3 songs, as you can see, because they are green here, and one song has been marked with a yellow flag, which means it is in review. The teacher wants the student to review this song this week. These 2 songs, Stanley's Jig and Little Liza Jane, are currently in progress. That is why they have the red flag. It means they have not had a video made, they have not been completed, and the teacher wants them to work on it this week. So the student could easily access the songs by clicking here, and you can see there's the little circle that indicates that the song is in review, and they could play along with the Go recording, and that would work just fine. And they could also move between the songs and go to Stanley's Jig, which is, as you can see here, assigned. It is in progress, and then move on to the next song as well. An easier way to do this, though, is we use the practice page. And if you click up here on that little flag, the practice page brings together all of the songs that you have assigned for the student to either review or to work on. And it works not just for songs, but also skills. Because we're talking about level 1 at the moment, there are no skills that the student is working on outside of just the songs, like It's Raining Medley. But we will just briefly look at how this works with skills before the end of the video. But for right now, the main thing is to know that when you put a song in review, it goes to the top of the practice page, and the student has access to all of the recordings and the practice tools. And as a teacher, you have access to this little button here where if you said, okay, fantastic, excellent job on this, I want you for this next week to go and you can mark as complete this song and mark the next song that has been completed as one for review. So why don't we do that? We'll go ahead and mark this song as complete, and now Are You Sleeping is the song you want them to review. Essentially, this is an opportunity for the student just to play more material during the week, and they could just simply play along with the Go recording without even going into the practice tools. Just click the play button and they go through the entire song. It's 1 minute and 23 seconds. And they go through it once, maybe twice, and then they move on to the thing that they are working on. These are songs in progress. And here is where the student might need to start with the ready recording or the set recording or go into the practice tools. But it's a nice way of keeping all of the material together in one space, and then the parent or the student, depending on their age, would be able to say, okay, I made it through my practice page. Or maybe they might just say, today I'm only going to work on the things in review. And it really has to do with how much time and energy they want to invest in practicing, but it gives boundaries for an organization for the student to be able to move forward. So I also now want to talk about, well, what does it mean to assess a song as complete? So if we go back to their home page, so a song, when it's in progress, is usually the way I just talk about it is, oh, we haven't made a video of it yet. We haven't got to that point where the song is complete. And the whole idea of when is a song done is a conversation that is worth having. And because every teacher is going to approach this a little bit differently. But let me just tell you how I do it and how the teachers that I work with like to think about it. And that is, think about the songs in terms of either at getting them to a jamming level or getting them to a performance level. And jamming level is a nice way of saying, I can play this with my friends or for my friends. Performance level is, I can play this for people that maybe I don't know or maybe I do know. Clearly they have different levels of fluency and expertise. And getting something to performance level is like getting it to 10 out of 10, and getting it to jamming level is getting it to like 8 out of 10. It can have some little mistakes here and there, but if you're comfortable playing it with your friends, then it's good to go. We make a video. The most important thing is that we want to keep an eye on what our goal is here. Ultimately, we want our students to be able to play recreationally with friends. And for those that want to go on to performance and perhaps maybe a career, they're going to take it to the next level because they are motivated. They're intrinsically motivated to want to be able to do this. So I want to talk about how this works also with skills. As I said, because of level 1, we don't have any skills that we introduce to the students at this point, but we do introduce the first skills starting in level 2. So why don't we use that as an example? So we'll just sort of pretend that this student is now in level 2 and we introduce their first skill, which is the scale. So it's a D major scale, the first octave, and here it is, and you'd see it says level 2, and that indicates, oh, okay, so this falls within that level 2 song category. So when at some point, depending on where the student, how the student is doing within their level 2 songs, you might go, okay, let's introduce this scale now. And then you'd simply go up here and you'd mark it, you'd assign it and say, oh, you haven't assigned this skill yet, or they're moving to a higher level. Would you like to advance, Stephen in this case, to level 2? Yes. Okay, so now this student will be marked as being at level 2 scales. They have this particular scale marked as in progress, and they can go work on it just right there. But also, when they go to their practice page, you will see after their review material that they have a scale assigned. So the D major scale, and they can access it just like they would from the prior page. So the way that the practice page works for teachers is that when a student shows up for their lesson, the first thing that I do is after I pick the student from my list of students, and I will just open up their practice page and I will see immediately all of the things that I wanted them to look at this week. And then we might just start right there at the top. We'll go songs in review, and then we'll also go right into their new material. Depending on the student, I might jump to the songs right away, or if there's a skill in there, I might do the skill first. There is no sort of set way of doing it. It kind of has to do with my own understanding of where the student is and what their interests. And sometimes I will ask them, what would you like to start with today? And the students really enjoy being able to set the pace of the lesson and the direction. So I want to also talk about using the review button and how this has become an important tool for me. As students get older, it's easier for them to hold on to songs because their skills and their ear-hand coordination is so strong. In the beginning, it's important that they review these songs fairly regularly just so they don't get rusty. So one of the ways that I do this, and this shows up more as students get into the past level 3, is that I will assign a song from a prior level or prior levels that they have completed that has to do with the month that we're in. So if it's the month of January, I will assign the first song. Say if that student is in level 4, I'll assign the first song in level 3 as a review song. And so for all of month of January, they will be reviewing Swing Low, Sweet Chariot. If they are in the middle of level 4, I'll assign also the first song of level 3 and the first song of level 4. And essentially this carries on until, let's say they're in level 7, I will assign just the prior 2 songs, the 2 levels, just so that they don't have so much material that is old. And by the time that a student is, say, in level 7, they can play songs in level 3, 4, and 5 without any problems. The prior level, they might need to have to just essentially review the song a little bit. So I'm careful about assigning too much stuff to review, but I use that the calendar as a way to be able to that a song is going to continually get reviewed at least once a year, and then students feel more comfortable kind of playing it on their own simply because they go over it and it'll stay with them for longer. So that is the FiddleQuest practice page and also how we assess songs. Thanks for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you at the next video.